Alright, so question 14 is about the application of the quadratic inequalities. So first of all, we have this quadratic inequality is for all real values of x. So, and we also have the k cannot be equal to 3. Why? Because if you substitute the 3 here, it's going to become 0, and then we can't have 0x squared because it's going to no longer be a quadratic equation, isn't it? So you think about it, the whole thing must be smaller than 0. So first of all, as we don't know the coefficient of x squared, it can be positive or negative. But you think, if the coefficient is positive, then how come the curve is going to be underneath the x-axis? It's impossible. Even that is going to be look like this. If you write like this, it seems like it's underneath the x-axis, but if you longer the curve, is still going to cut through the x-axis and have some part is greater than 0, isn't it? So that the curve must be smaller than 0, and there's no x-intercept. So first of all, I need to say that the k minus 3 must be smaller than 0, and also the delta must be smaller than 0 as well. So again, k minus 3 is smaller than 0 because the coefficient of x squared must be smaller than 0 to make the curve open downward. And then for the delta smaller than 0 means that there's no x-intercept. Because if there's like an x-intercept or two x-intercepts, then there's some parts the y value must be greater than 0, or the delta is equal to 0, means that there's a contact point. Then the contact point is still equal to 0, not smaller than 0, so it's still wrong. So you need to satisfy these two inequality at the same time, so it should be and. So it's connected by and. So first of all, we have k should be smaller than 3. And then we try to do the delta smaller than 0. So delta is going to be b squared minus 4ac. And then the b is our 8. So 8 squared minus 4 times the a. The a is k minus 3. And then the c is k plus 3. So now we have the 64 minus 4 times k squared minus 9, smaller than 0. Then I expand the bracket. I have something like this. And now I have negative 4k squared is more than, I move this 64 and 36 to the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side becomes negative 100. So k squared must be greater than 25. So why I change the sign? Because I divided by negative 4 at the same time. And now u2 becomes k squared minus 25 greater than 0. So the k-intercept is going to be equal to 5 or negative 5. Then you draw the diagram is open upward. So we have this is negative 5, this is 5. I want something is greater than 0. So I write it here. So I have x is more than negative 5 or k is greater than 5. But at the same time, you need to satisfy that the k is more than 3. So if you think about it, we can draw the diagram. So this is negative 5, this is 3, this is 5. So negative 5, 3, and the 5. So this is smaller than negative 5. This is smaller than 3. This is greater than 5. So you need to think about it. I need to satisfy both inequality. So first of all, this one should be satisfied. And this one should be satisfied as well, isn't it? So these two happen together, so I want to overlap the area. So it's going to be this part. So the answer should be k is smaller than negative 5. So the answer should be A.